Right guys, so I'm going to go through in this all the things that I love and hate so far about the Yamaha Xsr 900, and you'll be glad to know that there are more things that I do genuinely love about this bike than I hate about this bike. So the first thing that I'm going to go into is what I love. So the obvious is the way it looks. It is a beautiful bike. It's got character, it's got styling, the colour is just pop in your face, beautiful. The gold rims complement that beautiful Yamaha blue. I mean, why would you not want a bike that is this colour? It's stunning. It's got the cafe racer style, like retro-y kind of look with a bit of a modern twist. It looks like a premium build. I mean, just look at that first plating on the top of the head. Nice silver with a gold forks. Yamaha have just really gone to town on this one. The second thing I like about it is the headlights. They are so bright at night. They're fantastic, and obviously during the daytime it's still as bright as it is during the night, so it's going to give you, I say it's going to give you good visibility. It will give you good visibility to other drivers, but you will still get the people that do not see you and say, oh sorry, I didn't see you. However, that said, Yamaha have done really well to actually make sure that there is a good light projection at the front. But look at this, I've got no issues at all of seeing the road at night. Great visibility on dip beam, awesome visibility on high beam. It's brilliant. Yamaha nailed it again. Absolutely love it. Next thing I like about the bike is the power. Honestly, this thing, when you twist that throttle, it and a half opens up the road. It is quick. It's 117 brake horsepower, so in the grand scheme of things it is not massive up on power. But that said, you're looking at 193 kilograms weight. So 193 kilograms with 117 brake horsepower. That is this much brake horsepower per ton. And I'll put that in the comments. I'll put it up now so you got an idea, because at the moment I have no idea. But it is a very quick bike. When you open the throttle, it does want to sit on the rear wheel. There is no doubt about that. You pull it and you do feel like you're holding on. Yeah, it wants to throw you off the back, and it wants to sit up on that rear wheel. So it's a good wheelie machine if you want to do wheelies off road, obviously. I endorse it on road because that's just silly. Right, the next thing I like about it is price wise, it's actually pretty good. It starts from £10,200. Oh come on, it's a bloody, oh my. Right, this is what really annoys me. It's a green light, three-way traffic control. You stop, you give way, you still looking. Really? Anyway, sorry Yamaha. So yeah, £10,200 starting for this bike in the grand scheme of motorcycles is really good. I don't think, and I'm not just saying that because Yamaha have let me use this bike for a couple of days. I generally think that's not a bad price for a brand new bike. If you want a naked bike with a load of power, but enough that's going to give you good miles per gallon, it's a very good price. I like it. It obviously comes with cruise control. That's another bonus with this bike. Cruise control, let's just whack that on. Oh, on a minute. You've got yeah, there we go. So cruise control, let's pop it up to 30 miles an hour. There we go, 29, 30. And there we go, we've got our cruise control sorted. Now to obviously roll off cruise control, just roll the throttle forward and it disengages it. You can pull the clutch, pull the brake, and it will just get rid of that cruise control for you. But the fact that this bike comes with cruise control is another sweet element that Yamaha have given their customers. The controls are all very simple to use. They're spread out across both control units, left and right, offside, near side. Like any bike, it's just going to take time to get used to where they are. quick shifter is unbelievably smooth. It is just, honestly, one of the best quick shifters, if not the best quick shifter I've ever had the pleasure of riding with. Potholes galore in the UK, it's absolutely ridiculous. Put it back on there, set, there we go, set 30, lovely. The screen is amazing to view. There's no issues with the screen giving you the information that you want. It's nice, crisp, clear. Now let me just jump into a couple of things I really don't like about this bike. So the first big thing I don't like about this bike, this is kind of a personal preference, I don't like naked bikes. I'm not a naked motorcycle bike lover, so for me it's gonna be a no. But that is because I don't like naked bikes. Come on people, forward planning. If you don't like naked bikes, doesn't really matter what bike you get thrown. If it's naked, it's not your cup of tea, I ain't gonna like it. So that is the first thing, but that's personal preference. The next thing I don't like about this bike is the I'll go with the actual seat comfort. It is pretty uncomfortable. I'm moving about quite a lot on the bike to try and get myself comfy, and I just can't do it. It is pretty hard. So if you were going to go on a long distance ride on this bike, obviously the bike would be able to do it, no problem at all, but I think your backside is definitely going to complain at you that you're being very unkind to it, because it is a very, very firm seat. But the weird thing is, when you press it, it's really soft. So it's very, very soft when you're off the bike, and then when you're on the bike, the most crucial part, it's really not comfy. So I'd look at potentially, if I was to buy this bike and I really, really liked it, I'd look at maybe getting a different seat if Yamaha allow that. If they don't, I'd look at some sort of aftermarket gel insert that you could potentially cut the underneath of the bike seat out, insert the gel foam, and then crack on again. So yeah, it's a bit of a letdown, that seat. The next thing I don't like about this bike is the rear seat tail. It is horrific, and I've looked at it several times over, trying so hard to like it, and I really can't like it. It is just big, bulbous, and just vile. So I don't like that. But you can obviously get a seat cowling, which will make it look a little bit nicer. There is one at Yamaha actually, so what I'll do in a minute when I go back to Yamaha is I'll actually show you what that looks like, and that will make it look a lot better for you, personally. That's interesting. You can't use cruise control less than 4th gear, so if I'm in 4th gear I can use it. Okay, so that's interesting. So 4th gear is the minimum gear you can use cruise control on. You can't. That suspension. No, I'm not going to say the suspension's negative, because that is adjustable. So yeah, I'm not going to comment on that. It just needs a little bit of fine tuning. For me, other people may find it absolutely fine, but for me, it would just need softening up a little bit. Maybe because that seat is so hard. But in general, this XSR 900 is actually really good. Yamaha have done very well with it, to the point that I don't know, would I own one? Would I own it, or would I say no? So I think, like I said in the other video, yes, I would own one if money was no issue, and it was just like one of my bikes that I could just take out for a nice Ferrari. £154,000. I'll pass. Yeah, I think if I had the option to buy one, I would. Probably just based on the looks. I absolutely love the colour and the look of it. Riding wise, it would definitely be a Sunday ride, take out to a bike night, because my backside, and keep local, because my backside just would not be able to cope with the firmness of this seat. But handling wise, she's very, very good. And also another big positive about this bike is that in the city environment, it is phenomenal for filtering. So if you use it as slightly a commuter bike, you're going to get on very, very well with it. For a nice bit of filtering, I'll just walk it through, no point riding it, getting it wrong. The only thing I'm going to say with the filtering is the fact that the wind mirrors being on the bar ends, it does, it's a difficult one. I like bar end wind mirrors, but where they poke over the top at an angle and they stick out further, it gives you good visibility, but it makes some little bits of filtering a little bit tricky, because this part is going in very nicely, and then that part is just the one bit that sticks out to other people's wind mirrors a little bit too much. So if you could somehow get some wind mirror that was not sticking out so far, the filtering capabilities would be awesome. You just got to bend the air, bend it through a little bit, and you get there. I also really like the sound of the engine for a triple. It is really vibey, really deep. It sounds absolutely fantastic. And if it was to have, I don't think it's got, yeah, I think it's got a stock exhaust, I can't remember, but if it was to have quite a nice exhaust on it that had a bit of a deep tone to it, like, I don't know, like a fuel exhaust or a Delkovich exhaust, it's going to sound very, very nice. And I reckon when you open the taps up on this with a decent exhaust that can breathe a little bit better, this bike would sound really good. Bit racy. I reckon you could get it screaming. It would. I don't know if you can hear that. The problem is I had to turn the gain down on the DJI Osmo Action 4 because it was peaking so loud that it was all distorted. I'm not sure if you can hear it, but it is a very, very nice sounding engine from the motorbike. So I'm just going to have a quick look at the bike. So looking at it from the side, the exhaust is butt ugly, and let's face it, we all don't like the standard exhaust. The underslung looks neat and tidy, but I think a nice can sat out on the side always trumps it for the underslungs. Really nice front discs. Rear disc is very, very good at stopping. Very, very subtle Nissan caliper on the back. The gold rims look fantastic. This comes with Bridgestone Battle Axe Hypersport tyres, and so far I've had no issues with those whatsoever. You can see straight through the engine area, nice and open, so cleaning would be very, very easy, and no doubt servicing would be easy too. You've also got a little mounting point here. I think there's one on the other side as well, so no doubt you could probably strap some luggage down with it. The pillion pegs, they fold out, and they're nice matte as well, so it kind of just blends in with the bike as soon as you put them up. Doesn't really look like you've got pegs on there at all. The tail, obviously, it is what it is, isn't it? We don't like tail tie. We want tail tidies. They've got to be manufactured over the rear wheel for safety. It is what it is. Replace it. Job done. Looks great. Rear light, it is nice and bright. However, looking at it, the seat actually covers up quite a lot of that light. At night, that's not going to be drama. Yeah, I think it's such a good looking bike. So let's just get it back to Yamaha. Oh, where's he going? Yeah, I've thoroughly enjoyed riding this. Like I said, the main issue for me is that the comfort of the seat is not as comfortable as I would have wanted it. But there's a few options obviously to sort that out if you were to buy it. Let me know if you've ridden the bike. Let me know if you agree with me that the seat is not very comfortable. The other thing that I've got to say is that it is definitely not going to be geared up for a tall person. I had my friend on this the other day. I should have taken a video actually. 6'2", and he did not get on with it at all. He said his legs felt so cramped, almost like he was on a sports bike, and he doesn't want to ride a sports bike, but like the look of it. So yeah, I think this is for an average size or short person, this bike, and then it would definitely give you the best out of it. Like I said, for me, the leg position is pretty standard compared to most other bikes. I've not got any issues with it whatsoever. But the party trick of this bike that I really like is its outright ridiculous acceleration. It just pulls and pulls and pulls, and it really does feel like you've got to hang on to the bike, otherwise it's going to throw you off. But yeah, I'm actually very impressed with it. Ever so slightly like let down by it. Should you get one of these bikes? Guess that's down to that's the $1 million question, isn't it? It is down to you. What bikes do you like riding? But if you want a naked bike that pulls, that is relatively cheap for a brand new motorcycle, I would definitely consider the XSR 900 from Yamaha. Now, would I get this bike over the XSR 600 or 700 that I test rode a little while ago? That's a tough one, because the XSR 600, I think it was 600, that's a bit ballsy, wasn't it? Just pull straight out in front of that Mazda. The XSR 600 was a lot more comfortable. I think the overall styling of the bike was a lot nicer. But the one thing it did for me, well, the one thing that it didn't do for me, sorry, was it just didn't have enough grunt. If it had this engine, then, or say if it had this engine, if the 900 was basically exactly the same looking as the baby version, the baby brother, whatever you want to call it, it's still a 600cc with a lot of punch, and it does shift, that would be an all-round phenomenal bike, because you'll have the looks, the comfort, because that seat was comfortable, but then you'd also have the punch that this bike gives you. So I think it's a tough one. I probably would go with the smaller version just because of the comfort. But then does that mean that if I was to go and get a comfier seat, I'd choose this one? I think the seat is definitely the main part that is putting me off of this motorcycle. It's just not as comfy as I'd want the seat to be. Honestly, right now it feels like I'm sat on a plank of wood. That sounds really silly, but yeah, I just feel like I'm sat on a slab of wood that is just not comfortable. But every other aspect of the bike, oh, there's a GTR, there's my GTR, is cracking. So guys, thank you for this, thank you for watching this review, with this short, there we go, there's the Yamaha. Awesome bike. Let's put them up against each other. Let's have a look. So the colour, obviously, of the blue one is 10 times better than the white one. But the white one does look nice. Let's have a look. So, white one, blue one. There isn't much in it when you actually look at them together. They are very similar. Oof, this is a tough one. I'd go with this one. I'd go with the 900, as long as I can get that seat comfier. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Please let me know if you've ridden these bikes. And until next time, I don't know though, but I like the look of this one. Keep an eye on my Instagram and I'll let you know which one I decide. Take care.